Right, so this is a tournament final, game 2 of a tournament final between myself, FRA Hippie, playing as TKS, and I'm up against Berthags playing 3rd Armoured Division, and we're playing on Cripple. This map used to be in the ranked pool, and then they changed it. They took it out because of how bad it is. It's one of the worst maps in the game, but hey, he banned Loop, so I picked Cripple. So yeah, this is the final of Emperor Nate's Warno 1v1 tournament. Game 1 was posted yesterday, this is game 2, and it's a best of 3. So, wow, TKS in a tournament final, incredible. So we'll go through the deployments. But first, let's speak a bit about the map. So what's going on with Cripple? Basically, there's a good side and a bad side, and I've got the good side. And why is it the good side? So these are the middle zones, right? Now, Alpha. Take a good look at Alpha. Do you see how I get these trees here where I can put a CV? And he doesn't get that. You could, if I put somebody here, I could see the entire zone. Same with this. And so, basically get Alpha for free unless he YOLOs it at the start. Let's talk about Hotel. Hotel, big open field. You know, there's not too much in it, but I get an extra set of trees right on the edge of the zone that I can just park a CV in. So I have a small advantage in Hotel. Let's talk about Echo. Echo, you might think, well, what's the problem here? He gets some buildings. And yeah, he gets some buildings. Cool. Cool, he gets some buildings. I get this little bit of tree to put a CV. And also here, there's actually a hill. And you can't really see it unless you're on the ground. And, you know, so I can put a CV here as well. And he won't be able to see it until he gets to here because of the line of sight, right? So I have the advantage in Echo, the advantage in Hotel, and the advantage in Alpha. So that's one of the reasons why this was removed from play. How would you fix this? Make these zones bigger? What is this zone, man? Maybe make this zone include these houses and these houses. Hotel, I'd be tempted to just make it like that. honestly, I'd be tempted to make it like that. Echo, I don't know. I mean, this one's not so bad, to be honest, because he does get some buildings, right? And he gets preferential access to this, so he can move guys up. So maybe, you know, maybe this one's not so bad. It's just the hill's weird. So, you know, if they could flatten this hill and make it a bit less odd, because yeah, he could typically put a CV there, right? And I couldn't see it, although I would be able to see it from here. It's a bit of a weird one. Maybe make this zone include these two houses. So that's it for Cripple. Now let's talk about the deployments. So starting with my deployment, I've got an AMX-10RC going over to here, because basically a popular strat for Red to do is to take this forest, because once he takes this, you know, right at the start he can YOLO across this field, and if he takes this, then he can get more people up here reliably, and he can stop Hotel. You know, he can take Hotel by just poking through here, charging this, and then he's got Hotel. And he can take Alpha by just poking through here and shooting the guy that's here. So this forest is incredibly important for Red to take. So I've got an AMX-10RC going to here to stop the guys from running across this open field at the start and killing me. And they get to here about the same time I get to, like, here or something. And then, yeah, so I've got 2 aeromobiles and super pumas going. One's going here, one's going here, and then 3 gazelle cannons. So one's going here, one's going here, one's going here. So I'm keeping them behind the trees so that a fighter can't come over and kill them. And then as the transports come down, as people come down, I can shoot them. Shoot them in the back. Always shoot your enemy in the back. Got an FS Jaeger B1 here. So these are the guys with the satchel charges. And another Super Puma, and so I'm going to try and take this at the start as well, because if I can take that, then he can't YOLO it across. You know, I want to stop him from YOLOing it across this field, and, you know, so you try and get him on both sides with that, and it would secure Hotel for me, basically. 1 CV, if you fast drive it through this zone, it doesn't cap it, so I stopped it here, and then 2 P4 Milans just going to here, just to hold this down. Because I didn't do that one time and somebody just ran at me across Hotel. On the right, going pretty easy on the right, so green beret here, and then I'll, you know, sort of move him down there. AMX-10RC, you see I'm putting it behind this building, so I can shoot down the road. But if there's a helicopter, I can just sort of hide behind the building, right? So it protects me somewhat, but allows me to shoot down the road. And then Super Puma Air Mobiles go into here, so I'm dropping behind that. And then Milan 2-1 going to here. Nice good sight lines there. So that about does it for my deployment. Switching over to that of my opponent. On the far left, he's got one ACAV with scouts, but because that's tracked and this is wheeled, that's not going to get there in time. He's got a recon that he's sending to here. 2 anti-air healers. You don't see these a lot. They've got 4 HP, but the stinger on them's pretty good and it can spam them out, so that they're pretty good for dealing with helicopters. So he could try and get these at the start. Obviously, he doesn't know where my helicopters are going to be. He just knows I'm going to have them. And then, yeah, another ACAV going to here. Another ACAV going to here. And a CV helicopter. So these can be useful when there's so many zones. And it looks like the cornerstone of his push is on the right. So he's going very, very aggressive with these Black Hawk air rifles. And then Fire Team AT4s going to here with the M2A2 Bradleys and supply for them. So third armored on this map, not a good idea, basically for this reason, right? So your forward deployment is tracked scouts. Like, he didn't bring the LRS, which is interesting. Didn't bring the wheeled LRS, so he could have had some LRS, but he didn't. So he's got these ACAVs showing up, and they'll get there second. I'll get there first. And then the Black Hawk, you know, it's like... So the aero rifles aren't particularly amazing, and the cost does reflect that. But then the Black Hawk's 70 points. It's got 10% ECM, and then... But basically, you know, he can get 2 of these, whereas I can get 3 of these, basically. Do you know what I mean? Well, maybe not exactly like that, but so these are 60, but they've got the Appalachia, so they're great for locking down sectors. So then the Super Puma's only 50 points. So these are more expensive. It's not quite 2 to 3. And he's deploying them extremely aggressively. But yeah, let's cast the game, and I'll cast it from my perspective. Right, so they're off. Everybody's going to where we said they were going to go. And yeah, the Iltis Führung, sadly, is still 100 points. Most of them got reduced to 80, most of the cars, but this one was missed. But, you know, it's neither here nor there, really. And I bought a jet at the start to protect my helicopters. My enemy bought another. So you see, we both get a hit. We both rout. My turning circle's way better than his because I'm French, and so I kill him. And that will happen every time you face these two. This is like 195, right? So unless he gets 2 hits off at the start, that'll happen every time. They'll get 1 hit each, they'll both turn, and the Mirage will kill it on its way out. And he's got an A10 behind, so this is why he was so thin on the ground. So the A10 pops the air mobiles, but obviously they'll get a couple survivors, and it gets the AMXRC. I'll buy another Mirage, so you see these guys survive on some HP. Not sure why this was 2 and this was 5. It just depends about the overkill. So this guy's helicopter probably got killed by a missile. See, the Gazelle cannon just eats the ACAT for breakfast. He's got past me with these air rifles, and I just send the Gazelle cannons back. Over here, I've stopped his push here. Should probably move this air mobiles forwards. And yeah, these helicopters don't auto-sell. Over here, for some reason, these guys sort of missed this. So these guys all managed to drop through. I killed the ACAV with the AMX, and I'm now in control here. And now he's sending these guys over here. I don't actually have any ground-based AA. Just relying on the fighters. I get 2 very good French nose gun fighters. And yeah, over here, you know, the air mobiles. We've got the Huey just taking names, and then we got the air mobiles behind, and the AMX-10. I buy a couple of Flieger fast for these guys, and I move the CV up. They've got nothing except AA, so I don't have to worry about that, as I drive over them. And yeah, I have to move this guy out because the Bradley's chewing him up. I should have moved the AMX-10 forwards again and tried to shoot that, but yeah, this guy's out of Appalachia as well. So that Bradley now is covering these guys, so I can't really kill him. I do have the satchels, though. Over here, yeah, these guys will kill the Gazelle cannons pretty easily. the air rifles have got through, but because of the cannon angles, like these guys aren't shooting properly. It just says angle of cannon too high, and it's because they're on this hill and it can't aim. It's a bit annoying, but that's the game. You know, it's not on a turret. And then yeah, you know, because he's only have 4 HP, they get eaten up by the mirages. He's bought another one over here. Try and swoop around for that. And yeah, I'm losing the gazelle cannons. Fast trying to get up there, evac before the eagle can kill me. I'm a Hon jet with my 30% ECM. So he only gets one hit off on me with those 4 missiles. But then, yeah, then he nails another gazelle cannon on his way out and he sticks around. So I've got 4 Fliegerfaust here now trying to get this. Obviously, Fliegerfaust not amazing, but they are extremely cheap, so I don't mind that. And sadly, these guys, well, he's moved it so he couldn't shoot him with the law and load them anyway. I mean, they're low cohesion, so they'd probably miss. The law accuracy is not great, 39%. Piece of junk in real life. Don't tell that to an American, they'll get upset. And yeah, we're basically in over here, so buy CV for over there. He's got 2 eagles up now, so I buy an Eyehawk. I've got all these Fliegerfaust, but they won't kill planes. It's not really what they're for. Send this AMX over. Get the Eyehawk over. Got some munitions going over to here to save these guys. And I got Zickerings up there as well. Over here, he's not really managed to use the Bradley to kill these aeromobiles. Like, he could have sent it around here, but then obviously the AMX would kill it, so I can understand why that's all gone the way it has. I sent a bomber to try and kill these air rifles, which was a mistake, obviously, when there's 2 eagles in the air, so I lose the bomber. The Eyehawk missed all its shots, but that happens. I mean, these guys have 40% ECM. It costs 275 points. This is the best fighter in the game. Yeah, so we're in over here. I mean, he's brought up some Bradleys and stuff, but 3rd's really slow division, and this is a really big map. So it's not great for him. And yeah, I've got the satchels, so I just run at him, and I'm shocked as well. So he's getting shocked. He's being shocked by my presence, and the satchels are killing him. So yeah, now he sends this guy over. The Fliegerfaust both miss. They'd need 2 hits anyway, because this guy is a Black Hawk CV. And then they both miss again, but you know, you get what you pay for. They're not expensive. Try and strafe him with the bomber. And we do a bit of damage. Fliegerfaust miss again. But they're cheap and readily available, so that's... You know, you're getting... I think these are too powerful for 20 points. I think they should be 25. Honestly. And this air rifle slipped through. I thought I got them all, but I didn't. Turns out one of them survived with 9 HP. And yeah, he's trying to... Obviously, he's got the 20% ECM, so this goes down in accuracy quite a bit. And yeah, he's going over to here now, but he didn't cap the middle one. Bit of a weird plan, really. Like, he was going for here, and then he changed his mind. He's going back there, and I know he's there. So the fighter's finally off repair now, and we scan him with the air optics. We see him, and we kill him finally. So interesting play. Obviously, the eagle's trying, and it is faster, but it's not that much faster, and the map's pretty big. Don't understand these near misses. I saw 3 explosions there and only 1 hit. Yeah, the aero rifles are going to be able to catch this now, but he's paid like 200, 300 points or something. 200 points, more than that, for these aero rifles, and they've not really accomplished anything. Whereas my air mobiles have just stopped him from getting into this zone. And yeah, the munitions supply 1. The guy's coming up. These guys fired all their rounds, and looks like they got hit eventually. Blackhawks have ECM now. So yeah, over here I'm just reinforcing a little bit by some P4 Milans. I got a Fliegerfaust up here as well. These scouts have miniguns on them, so he's going to start chewing this up, and the Fliegerfaust isn't really in position. They should have moved that up, really. And the game slows down a bit as, you know, his units take a while to get there. Mine tend to be a bit faster, but yeah, I'm buying some cheap tanks and stuff to try and stack up over here and push into here. I am +4, but I always like to keep going, as you know. So yeah, we're moving up the Fliegerfaust, but this guy is not long for this world. And, yeah, I should have had the Fliegerfaust up here, really. Buys a tank CV for over here. So he's stacking up over here to push into here, presumably. And yeah, I'm just now going to put P4 Milans everywhere, because it's a 40-point Milan team. So yeah, the air rifles killed an Ihawk. And then watch, yeah. So look, I get routed, he gets routed, my turn in circle's better than his, and I kill him on the way out. So it's the second time you've seen that. The bomber sort of misses. But yeah, you see, like, I've got 4 here, and they just can't shoot because of the angle, apparently. But yeah, sometimes they can, so I'm like moving them around, trying to sort it. But then yeah, he gets the one that can shoot with another eagle, and obviously the Ihawk's dead. Well, one Ihawk got moved up to here, the second one I called in died. And these Iltis, I was going to sell them, but I held off. And I've got a Chinook, Green Berets Chinook leader to start capping points and stuff. Over here, the Cobra kills the Milan too and the Fliegerfaust, but the Fliegerfaust kills it on its way out, and this is what I meant about 20-point unit really, really punching above its weight. So yeah, I'm still trying to kill this guy by moving these guys around and trying to get the angle. Like, you see the aiming circles there, but sometimes they shoot, sometimes they don't. It is a bit odd. Like, he's not shooting now, and he's routing. Just the hills just mess things up. Over here is Push's beginning. He's put the infantry in front, which is intelligent. So the AMX-10's been revealed, and it won't stand up to these 2 Abrams, basically. At max range, it'll survive a hit, I think, but I don't think we're at max range. We're definitely not now. Oh, okay, well there you go, you see. So I should have smoked here, but I wasn't paying attention. And yeah, he dies. Could have saved him. This guy finally dies, and we buy a bit of artillery. It's always cool on TKS to buy those 80-point artilleries and just spam them everywhere, shoot stuff. And yeah, lots of expensive equipment being bought for my opponent. And you can just sort of screen them with these 40-point Milans. So obviously that died. I need to get this Ihawk out of here. This Milan's almost out of ammo. But yeah, I want to attack over here, basically. But now I've got this problem to deal with. But I continue to attack, which is not particularly intelligent, because as these guys cross this open field, the Abrams is going to be able to see them. The Abrams and the ACAV. So I bought a roll of 3, put it over here, buy some more P4 Milans to slow him down. And yeah, we lose some P4 Milans, we lose a munitions vehicle, it's not great. Could sell that one. Really should have got this Ihawk out of here now. So yeah, I've got this problem where I'm running across this field. Line of sight's a bit funky, so he'll only be able to shoot me for like a couple of seconds. But then, yeah, then I get in visual of these. So Appalachian is really amazing, but it misses. So Green Berets with the 84, that misses as well. Hits Appalachian again, it's really amazing, but it misses. But yeah, we get in, because he's forced to reverse. Got these 2 tanks here. And yeah, the Ihawk's dead now. I had some reinforcements coming. I just sort of end up deploying them in the middle of the fields, and then the artillery, obviously, I got to send it back. P4 Milan's coming. I bought a few Gazelle Hot 2s as well. But yeah, the Ihawk, it's a real shame I've lost both my Ihawks now. I think you only get 2 in a card. You might get 3. I can't remember. I think it's 2. And then, yeah, he sends the Eagle out to kill the AT plane. But the AT plane's got a lot of ECM, but it will... Well, it would have gone down, but the Eagle gets hit by the Roland and the Fliegerfaust, and then the Mirage finishes it off. So yeah, these Mirages pretty good for 195 points. pretty good. Particularly with how OP the Death of 30 is. And then, yeah, the Pivads is eating the Gazelle Hot 2s. They're getting stunned before they can get the missiles off, but we've got the ground-based Milan, so I should have let those go first, really. Because now I've got, you know, we lose that one, and this one's routed. Whereas if I'd got that first, then that would have been useful. But yeah, the Green Berets are now in here. So we take that zone, we lose mid. The Milans still have a bit of ammo left. They run out of ammo really quickly, so it's worth buying a supply truck. But this guy's, you know, because they've only got two 450-meter range, you need them at max range, and you can just run up to me and shoot them. But this is very expensive. This is, you know, like 800 points worth of units. And my air is increasing in power. So that Maverick must have hit the front armor because it only did half damage, but we got the scouts, which is the main thing. So now he's got no AA, he's got no recon, and so these tanks are just totally unsupported. They can't see anything. So sadly the Milans are dead. But yeah, bring this guy back around again. He's got another Eagle. I think this is his 4th Eagle now. You get 2 cards. And yeah, it misses and then it gets killed, but then in its final moment it gets one of the M1A ones over here. This Gazelle Hot 2's back from routing, and the Hot 2's pretty good at dealing with these guys. You know, accuracy's good, etc. Oh, that's weird, he switched to that one. Not sure why. But yeah, then we hit that, and you know, it's looking pretty over. It's looking pretty over. So yeah, I was gonna send this over to here. There's nothing there. I've basically taken this zone. I've got both sides. He didn't attack here, but the air mobiles with the 850 meters, because you put them in the back building, right? So they can't be spotted as easily. So he drove all the way up to them and got hit. If they're in the front building, the recon helicopters probably would have seen it. And yeah, that's GG. TKS in a tournament final on Cripple. And yeah, you know, I've oh, when you click your name in a replay, the game crashes. So I guess you don't get to see the end screen now. I was going to show you how many games I had, but yeah, the game has crashed. Oh well. GG.